Hey guys, Kev here, and I just want to do a quick video talking about is it worth putting money into your knives, right? Not necessarily just about mods, but I guess it is about modding a little bit, but you can just buy scales and a clip, you know what I mean? You don't have to have it sent to knife modders to have work done, which I highly recommend the knife modders. They're awesome people, the best, and yeah, so definitely hit them up if you want to do mods, but I've done a video on that before. But you have here the Demko AD 20.5. This is actually a version I got at Blade Show last year in June, and it has transformed itself into a beautiful beast. I am waiting on knife modders to Cerakote a lynch clip I sent them, and then I will have a perfect one in my opinion. This has carbonized fat carbon scales, Arctic fat carbon scales, and backspacer. Those run you about $140 total for the two things, backspacer and scales. And then it has a Rec Custom Shop or River's Edge Cutlery Custom Shop Cerakote job where they Cerakoted everything but the scales black. And that cost me, I think, $100. So, and then I put skiff bearings in here. That cost about, with shipping, let's call it 20. So you're at 160 plus the 100, 260, plus the knife, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, 260 plus the knife, which is 150. So $310 I am into this here knife. So an extra knife, basically, and $10. Is that worth it? This is still OS 10A. That's another conversation we can talk about. Transparent Knives on Instagram. Go check him out. I'll link it below if I remember. He is going to start doing reblades for the 20.5, which basically means he's going to take a new steel and he's going to, not a new steel like to the market, but a new blade. He's going to make it and it's going to fit this knife. So basically, you're going to get a different blade shape and a different steel. He's not going to take your blade and do something to it, if that makes sense. They do run around $220, so it's expensive, but you might get Magna Cut instead of OS 10A, right? To me, not such a big deal because I have a lot of knives and I don't use them all way often to need to sharpen them, and I'm about to get a TS Prof, baby. So maybe I'll learn how to sharpen, and then it'll be even easier. But anyway, that's this knife. This is a stock D2 version of the 20.5 from Knife Center. I don't know if the red is an exclusive. I just got the red because I thought maybe somebody would want the red scales who doesn't do all the bougie stuff I do, and I won't need them. So it didn't matter what color, I chose red. I wanted a shark's foot. I have 3 shark's feet and this one clip point now. And I think that's because it's more useful. It's not as good looking as the clip point. Once I have them all done and modded and everything, I'll show all 4. But for now, this is what you get. But this is the clip point. I think that's sexy, right? This is not as sexy. It's still good looking. This already has bad blade to handle ratio. This has horrendous blade to handle ratio. You can see if you look down there, the blade stops right there. I mean, you have half an inch sticking out. On this guy, it doesn't look as bad. But in general, because of this whole thing right here, you have this much that is not blade, so you have shitty blade to handle ratio. It's more noticeable on the Stonewash ones, I think, or the 20, not the 20.5. But anyway, that's kind of a rundown of these two knives. And I just want to talk about, is it worth it? Now, what would I do if I only had the option to do one thing? Like, do you need to Cerakote your knife? No. If I only had the option to do one thing to this knife, right? Well, first I would put the skiff bearings in. So that's not going to count. That's anybody, you can find a way to scrounge up $20, okay? And put skiffs in it. I'll just show you right now the difference, okay? So when I pull this shark lock back, you see how that just drops like that and sucks it in? There's no blade play at all. And it does that. This one, See the difference? I'm kind of having to swing it down and shake it. And you hear the squeak? I hope that goes away with the bearings. Otherwise, I'm going to have to return this because it's horrendous. I actually asked for a QC check, by the way. Centering's fucked up. It's not centered. And it squeaks. So great job QCing the knife center. Excellent. I don't know what this was. I think I meant to flick them off and do a peace sign, but I don't know. Good job. So if I was only going to do one thing, it would be, guys, get some scales from Carbodize. So here's the thing. There's different options out there. You can get scales from Rips Garage Tech. You can get scales from Carbodize. You can get scales from Original Goat, aluminum ones. I believe Titanium's doing titanium. Here's my advice. The Carbodize scales are perfectly cut. He now does a neutral one that's like zip. It doesn't have these humps in it. So if you like neutral, you can get that. He does fat carbon. He does carbon fiber. He does micarta. He does TerraTuff. He does, I don't know what else he does. He does all types of shit. He just doesn't do titanium and or aluminum. I don't think he can cut wood. Metal. He does G10. Did I say that right? He does Mexican blanket G10. He does all types of shit. But these scales are super comfortable in hand. They look absolutely fucking stunning, in my opinion. If you don't think that, you can just... I'm just kidding, but you can fuck off. They're literally just fantastic. They don't add a ton of weight or anything. They feel really good in hand. And the key factor here is they make it feel like a super premium knife. It takes this knife up 10 notches. It goes from just feeling cheap as hell and absolute garbage with these plastic scales on them. I mean, this is garbage, guys. For $150. This feels so good. So, I don't know. My advice basically is, if you're going to get a 20.5, just know you're going to invest an extra $130 into scales and bearings. You can keep this backspacer. It doesn't matter. Just get a gray one instead of red and you'll be fine. I mean, it's basically an end cut piece of carbon fiber. Like, it's not necessary. I'm bougie, so I need it. But this just feels like dog poop. And I know a lot of you guys have these and you like it in the Grivery, and maybe it's just a user or whatever. I don't know. But, like, just holding it and stuff, it feels just, like, not slippery, but almost, like, which is weird, because this has ridges all over it, and this doesn't. But this does not feel like it's going anywhere. And this does, you know? I don't know. I just don't like how cheap this feels the way it is. But you could transform this $150 skeleton into this. You know, you just have to put some money into it. So that's the rub here, guys. You gotta pony up for it. Is it worth it? Is the question of this video, and the answer is yes, because I'm now on my fourth one. I'm a maniac, I know, but that's how much I've enjoyed. Like, I wasn't even liking the AD 20.5 anymore. I had one with, you know, I just had random scales on it. I got the TerraTuff from Carbodize, and then I got these scales, and I liked them a lot better. And then I got the backspacer. And then I had this genius idea to get it Cerakoted, right? And I say that sarcastically because it's the reason why I'm buying all these. Because I did that, and then I was like, that looks so good. So now I got to do it again. So then I got toxic scales for a shark's foot. Sent that to Knife Modders to do the same Cerakote. Then I bought one that came with a shark's foot and white storm fat carbon. So that one's out being sharpened. On that one, I'm waiting for a backspacer from Carbodize, and then I'm going to send that one to get Cerakoted. And then Carbodize is working on 80s fat carbon scales for me, so I had to get a fourth one. And of course, that's this one here. And I figured I'd get D2 because I'm going to get it coated, so then I can check, you know, I can test out the steels or whatever. So I'm just a maniac, and that's where I'm at with the AD 20.5. But I think it's totally worth it because this just feels so good. It feels like a different knife. It just feels amazing. Yes, it's still AUS 10A. Yes, it's probably still the shitty AUS 10A. That's true. That's true. We'll see how it holds up. But again, I've had this for like a month now since getting it coated, and I haven't had to sharpen it because I barely used it because I have too many knives. So it's all use case and your, you know, your situation. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have an 80-20.5? Do you want an 80-20.5? Do you want to pimp yours out? Have you pimped yours out? Let me know where you stand on the situation. Do you think it's absolutely dumb to even buy this $150 knife with AUS 10A or D2? Are you the guy who's like, it's freaking a $90 lock with a $60 knife? You know what I mean? And dude, that's true. But it's so cool that like I just want to have more. So that's just how it is. Let me know. I love you guys. This is a quick one for once. I hope you guys have an absolutely just fantastic day. And I hope the next knife that shows up to your door is dead nut centered. You have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.